I mean, like, how stressful is it now working at a grocery store compared to before?
It's just more stressful now because there's more people who kind of have attitudes or like aren't exactly the nicest. And like I'm a cashier, so it's kind of hard for me to not like be. It's hard for me to stay positive if you're like if people are up there being rude, you know. And like I have really bad anxiety, so like I've had anxiety. I had an anxiety attack at work actually because this lady was yelling at me because she wanted like more toilet paper, but I was like, do you have a limit? Like there's nothing I can do. As much as I want to give you and your family, like as much as you need, like I need a job, and like if I don't stick to it, like they're gonna take out someone's wood, you know. So it was just really stressful, but I think since things are calming down now, I think people are just their regular schmegular selves. So it's like, oh, her coupon's expired, so she's upset, or like she doesn't want to pay the bag tax or whatever.
Yeah. How worried are you, about having to go outside, like, 3 days out of the week and go work?
I'm mostly worried. I'm really worried, honestly, because my sister's at risk. She has asthma. It's really, really severe. So, and I live with her, and then my other sister also works at the same place that I work. So we're both putting her at risk. So I'm mostly just scared for that because like there's probably some kind of cross contamination. And I'm also worried that like I'm getting people at work sick, like my coworkers and customers. So I'm just worrying about like the like because I'm obviously spreading something. Like it's inevitable to not do that right now, you know.
Any other, like, worries or struggles as, like, being a student having to work at a grocery store that you'd like to highlight?
I feel like time management is one of the biggest ones, but I also feel like it's kind of hard to be both, like a student and a grocery store worker. I'm not saying they're like impossible identities to have, but it's just like you're in a place for like 6 to 8 hours where people are really kind of negative a lot and there's a lot of stuff to worry about and like you have the same 7 conversations about like sicknesses and everything that's going on. Then you have like the weird rude guy who comes in and then having to go home and then to figure out that like oh your professor like changed something.
I mean, anything you'd want people to, like, understand from a grocery worker's perspective?
The employees in the store are not responsible for the stock or the prices, so like if you have a problem with that you got to take it up to corporate, but your real problem is with the people who are setting the prices in like the government. We're people too, and like as much as you're scared and you're upset that you don't have stuff, like we don't have the same thing.
How was the transition to online classes for you, and how do you feel about them?
I'm actually really upset because most of my well, the two classes that I'm taking right now that are like my favorites were internship classes, and like I got to work with children and families, and it was really like in person, head to head, like in the field. And now we're taking like training videos, so I just feel like I've been robbed a little bit of like my education that I'm paying so much for. There's nothing I can do about it, and like I can't retake this class because I need it to move on to my next classes if I want to get out in 4 years, which I kind of need to. My sisters live in North Park, and my dad wanted us all to be together, so like I had to not pretty much pack up and move out, but basically like pack up and move out with Uber. So it was fun.
You moved with Uber?
Yeah, it wasn't like a dramatic one because I'm still paying rent, you know, like my lease isn't up till August, but like it took me like 2 Ubers and then because my both my sisters were working at the time. So I was like, well, here we go.
How quickly was the process of realizing you had to pick up everything and move?
Um, it actually was when most of the media concerning the coronavirus was more centered on like what was happening in China. So it was like towards the very beginning ish, I feel, but I can't really remember when. But it was really fast because like my dad is the kind of person who feels bad if he can't be there in person for you. So he was just like, "Could you please move?" And then I didn't. And then he called me like 4 times and was just like, "Could you please just like listen to me?"
Look back in time and, like, either tell yourself or tell people back then, like, a month and a half ago maybe, like, what would you tell yourself? Like, if you could give yourself any words of advice?
Well, I would say definitely have luggage on hand because I moved in bags since I'm living out of like 9 duffel bags. It's not been fun. But also, I feel like be a little bit more compassionate and empathetic, maybe, and just kind of realize that everything that you're going through, someone else is too. So, like, just if you're getting angry because someone's being slow in the grocery line, or if you're getting mad because like this lady is buying this many packs of whatever, like just remember to like that's her way of coping, and everyone needs to be regular during this time. That's how you maintain like calm and everything.
So, I mean, when do you see this all blowing over, really?
I would say next fall, like the next academic school year. Nobody's taking the social distancing and the stay inside order seriously, you feel? So
You really think we're gonna have an entire summer inside?
probably because I see people on, not to call people out on Snapchat and Instagram, but also to call people out. Like I see their parties and I see like and I'm counting how many people are there, and I'm like, that's not your regular, like your regular circle doesn't mean your entire group of friends. It means the people you live with. Like so, don't like I see you and I see you guys, and like thanks for ruining my 21st birthday, but it's fine. Like we'll go out eventually, but I just feel like this isn't gonna last. I mean, this is gonna last a while before it's all over.